Our guest today is the national director of wolf-pack.com. It's a nonpartisan organization pushing for a free and fair election amendment to the U.S. Constitution. In 2014, he led the way to make Vermont the first state in American history to call for an Article 5 convention to propose an amendment that will fix our broken campaign finance system in America. Please welcome to the show. It's Mike Mineta. Hi, Mike. How are you?
Hey, Jimmy. Good to see you, man.
Good to see you, too. So now you work for Wolf-Pack. Now, people know what that is. If they don't, I'll remind them. It's the organization that was set up by Cenk Uygur to get money out of politics. And what you're trying to do is get an amendment. You're trying to get a constitutional amendment to ban private money in politics, right, in political races. But what you have to do to get that done is call a constitutional convention, correct?
Yes, and I appreciate that you've emphasized the word amendment, Jimmy, because that is what we need to go above Congress and the Supreme Court. Exactly what the amendment will do, Wolfpack is not dictating. So essentially what we're doing is we're getting 2/3 of the states to call for a convention on the topic of campaign finance reform. And most likely, if we can get anywhere close to that, it would be 34 states, Congress will act and propose an amendment on the topic themselves. That's what we've seen throughout American history. It's a very strong, proven tactic to have the states demand an amendment by applying for a convention. So that's what Wolfpack is doing. We feel that this issue is way too urgent. There's just too much connected to it, as you know, Jimmy, whether you care about the climate, the forest fires that seem to be popping up every single day all over the world, or the healthcare industry. There's a woman that's going to be speaking at our rally on Monday in D.C. that I'm sure we'll get to in a minute, that lost her daughter to insulin rationing because she had gone off her health insurance. If you're more conservative, you might care about the budget. We're not going to balance the budget as long as we have these special interests, basically with a stranglehold over our government, over our Congress. We're not going to fix anything. So Wolfpack feels that this is incredibly urgent. We have to use every single tool that we have to fix this problem. And it's our place in this movement to get the state governments to do this. Right now, Wolfpack is the only national organization working to call a convention on the issue of campaign finance reform.
Yeah, and so you've gotten a lot of states to actually go ahead and go. How many states did you get to go along with this?
Right now, we're at 5.
All right, fantastic.
We've got a ways to go.
Yeah,
but the good news is, Jimmy, we've got a lot of just incredible volunteers all across the country. Over 50,000 actually have signed up to volunteer, go talk to their state legislators, and convince them that it's time for them to stand up with the people and get this amendment that we all know we need.
So you have a big rally coming up on Monday?
We do. It's called United Against Corruption. If you want to check it out, it's unitedagainstcorruption.us. And we sponsored it with Stampede. That's Ben Cohen's group. Take Back Our Republic. That's a conservative led group by John Pudner. Public Citizen, Move to Amend, American Promise, Bridge USA, Wolfpack, obviously. And we're going to have some really good speakers there. Larry Lessig is flying in. Hedrick Smith, the journalist, he's got a film out right now called The Democracy Rebellion. We've got the director of Move to Amend, Caitlin. We've got, like I mentioned, Antoinette Worsham. She's a mother activist. Our national coordinator for Wolfpack, Jody Newell. She's pretty amazing herself.
So there's a lot of people.
Ronaldo Pearson. Do you know him? He's represent us. He walked like 600 miles this year for in the name of like fixing our democracy. He's with Represent Us. So really, really amazing speakers in this movement. So we would appreciate everybody showing up on Monday at the U.S. Capitol at 1 p.m.
So Monday, 1 p.m., U.S. Capitol, all these groups, Wolfpack is one of them, going to have a rally to get money out of politics. And we have some fun speakers there, and Lawrence Lessig's going to be there. Everybody knows who that guy is. So that's fantastic. And what do you, any message to the people that want to know? It's January. Is it cold?
It's going to be cold-ish, Jimmy.
Cold-ish?
Yeah, okay. I mean, 20 is the low. That's not bad. 34, I think, is the high. So
okay. All right. Well, good luck with that. And, I was in Hawaii, And I know you're looking for volunteers in Hawaii for Wolfpack. And I was supposed to mention it during my live show, but I was drinking, so I forgot. And so
Thanks for trying.
no problem, no problem. So what else? What else should you? What else would you like the people to know?
Well, I mean, I think if anyone is interested in getting involved, I would say go to our website, Wolfpack. It's wolf-pac.com. If you want to contribute your time or just a little bit of money, we always appreciate that. We're extremely grassroots. There's a good amount of groups in this movement. We are one of them that we don't have any big donors. Not that we wouldn't take them, but we don't have them. We are membership funded. People paying like $10 a month, and so that's what we need people to do.
That's what I do. I'm a $10 a month member of Wolfpack.
Thank you, Jimmy. I'm a $10 a month member of Jimmy Dore Show.
Oh, isn't that nice? Oh, it's like kind of a wash then.
Yeah, well, we all got to support each other, you know.
Well, fantastic,
we all got to support
Mike.
each other.
Yeah, so everybody should help out Wolf-Pack. They're all fun people who work there. It's always fun to meet the people who work with you and get this work done. It's important. It's the most important issue because all the other issues hinge on this issue. This is Bernie's big point, is the money is what corrupts everything. We got to get the money out, and that's why he voluntarily doesn't take corporate money. Same thing with Tulsi, same thing with a few other people. But this would make it, compulsory that no one takes corporate money. This would be now. Would this be your amendment? Does it provide for public financing of campaigns?
Well, that is the reason what you're describing there, the actual amendment language, why Wolfpack is truly nonpartisan. We are calling for the convention, which is essentially it would be a national conversation around this issue. We're not dictating what the amendment has to say. Now, there are plenty of groups out there that want to do that. We feel we're never going to solve this problem if it's just Wolfpack, a couple of us deciding what the amendment should say. I have my ideas, but that's not how it works. I mean, the system is set up so that either Congress proposes an amendment, and it would be approved by 75% of our states, or the states can apply for a convention. Technically, 34 would have to apply for a convention, and the states would come together. We would discuss the best amendments, and only the ones that would have, enough support on both sides of the political spectrum to get passed in 75% of our states. That's a really, really high bar. Would actually be part of the Constitution. So, look, I mean, people ask me all the time, well, what's the amendment, right? What's it going to look like? I mean, there could be, there could be an amendment that simply just said the states have the right to regulate their own campaigns on the federal level, and different states could have slightly different ideas of what that looks like. Now, Montana had 100 years of good campaign finance laws in that state, going all the way back to the 1800s. And when Citizens United and some of these court cases started to come about, it essentially took their state's right away to be able to regulate their own campaigns. And they hated that. They took it all the way to their Supreme Court of Montana. And they said, we don't want to abide by these court cases. We like our laws here. We want to keep them. And the Supreme Court wouldn't even hear it. Wow. They just threw the case out and said, no, you have to listen to us. We're the law of the land. So the only way that we can go above this runaway Supreme Court, honestly, at least on this issue, is to go to the Constitution. It is the law of the land. It's the only way we, the people, can go above Congress and the Supreme Court. So we have to do it. And if that's the First Amendment that we get, that just simply says that, we can go state by state, start passing common sense laws like Represent Us is working at right now on the state level. That's a really good compliment to the movement. We can do that as a first step. Now, would they go further? It's possible. But the bottom line is anything that 75% of our state governments agree with should be part of the Constitution, right? That's how it's set up. And so that's what Wolfpack is doing. That's why we're able to we've had hundreds of Republicans vote with our legislation, something that's somewhat hard to do in the campaign finance world. And what I'm describing right now is the reason why. We have Republican sponsors, we have Democratic sponsors, we have independents, we have libertarians. Everybody gets it on some level. We've got to do something. We even had a Republican, Jimmy, that for the most part thought Citizens United got it right, but he hated the idea, and he was a champion for the Wolfpack legislation because he hated the idea of outside dark money being able to get funneled, right, through state lines and even across the country lines into his state. So he said, yeah, this is a disaster. We've got to have this conversation. There are fixes that I would like to propose, maybe on transparency, I personally don't think transparency is enough,
I don't
but
either.
some people do. So let's have the conversation.
Well, everybody says they're sick and tired of money in politics and the corruption that's happening. And so there's actually people who are working on this 24 hours, 24/7 and every day of the year, and they're getting it done. It's the wolf-pack.com. And they're really doing it. So 5 states is amazing. I remember when they started it, they said they wouldn't get 1 state. And so they got big states, they got small states, they got Midwestern states, they got California. They got a lot of, so you're really doing great work. So everybody, wolf-pack.com, become a member like I am, and maybe we can solve this puzzle. Maybe we can get money out of politics. Mike, thanks for being our guest.
Okay, appreciate it, Jimmy.
Okay, buddy, take care.
Don't forget to show up on Monday. Everyone.
Oh, no, that's right. So let's tell everybody Monday.
Unitedagainstcorruption.us is the website. You can RSVP. Again, lots of cool people are going to be there. Great speakers. Okay. So, yeah, come out and join us.
Okay, this Monday at the Capitol. Go get them. Go protest money out of politics. All right, thanks, Mike. Take care, pal.
All right, see you, Jimmy.
Bye-bye. Hey, come see a live Jimmy Dore show. We're going to be in Tempe, Arizona, Sacramento, San Jose, Miami. Go to jimmydorecomedy.com for a link for all tickets to all of our live shows, and go to jimmydorecomedy.com/join to become a premium member. We give you hours of bonus material every week. Thanks for your support.